made 3 tackles. And one of them, he kind of fell and went like this. The shy guy who didn't go to student council meeting in the fall of '84 ended up running for student council and becoming the president in my '88-'89 grade 13 year. I was one time asked by somebody, in all your years of speaking, since your very first talk running for vice president in 1983, have you ever lost it on stage? And it was only once. I held it together at my wedding. I held it together at my dad's funeral. I held it together at my elementary school reunion, 1996. I was in the middle of a talk. Mrs. Nixon, my grade 4 teacher, walked in the room. I kind of went, oh, I love her. She was like, but it's also the emotion. That was the year we lost Teresa to cancer, and it was the Terry Fox year of 1980. It was all tied in, and all. It's just, I held it together. The only time I've ever lost it on stage was at the Laurier Goodbye Assembly. And that year, a staggering 27 teachers from Laurier were being transferred, promoted, and or retiring, including Don Young, who was going to take his final 5 years, go back to Saunders, coach his youngest son, and call it career. So me and Ozzy never saw. Many of you know Ozzy because he's the key people in the London police force. We were going to do the presentation. It was all worked out. It was back and forth. We were both 5-year veterans, 5 championships, right? Though he went off, so I didn't. And we would do it. I just didn't pull up my part of the program because as I stood up to do the talk, he was in the front row, and all of a sudden I'm the shy grade 9 who got the letter that changed my life. And it's the only time I could ever fully speak what I wanted to say. So in 1994, when he retired from Saunders, longtime Vice Principal Bob Estey gave me a call and said, because you missed your first opportunity to say something nice about Mr. Young, thanks a lot on my lower rule of flip phone in 1994, would you like to come back and speak at his retirement? I said, sure. And I was able to do some research on the letter. I didn't realize about Mr. Young's background. For example, as he was raised there in Hamilton, Ontario, he was one of the most sought-after football players in all of Canada, getting letter after letter, not from just universities in Canada, but the United States. In 1960, for some reason, Canada only sent one 100-meter racer to the Tokyo Olympics, because if they would have sent 2 like they normally did, the second would have been Don Young. As Ozzy one time said, he was from Jamaica, not bad for a stocky white kid from Hamilton. The guy was an athlete. He played competitive football for the London Lords here until his late 30s. So he knew what it was like to get letters. He, in fact, decided to stay at McMaster University because some guy named Russ Jackson was the quarterback at McMaster. So you see, Don Young, my track and field coach, and the second most important man in my life after my father, was the running back in those McMaster Championships team with future CFL Hall of Famer and coach Russ Jackson was the quarterback. We knew none of that. He never bragged about it. He never talked about it. He talked about us. He brought up us. So in his first year of teaching, and his first time coaching track and field, he's full of this, great excited, and yet not a lot of kids come out. He runs into his first barrier. Many of you have talked about that, have done that in your life, right? So much enthusiasm, then you run into a barrier. What happened? And in the professional terms, we have that term, best practices, right? Best practices. Well, for him, he remembered letters. Wait a second. I remember how good I felt when I got invited. I got a letter. When I was in grade 12, grade 13, being recruited. Why don't I recruit grade 9s and 10s like we recruit grade 12s and 13s? And that's where the idea of the letter was born. So every year, between 150 and 220 letters he would do up every fall. Not January, this is fall. Why were Laurier and Saunders' teams so good? We were doing potential tests in October for an indoor season that started after January exams. We were ready for May, folks. We were ready for May. That's what we learned from Don Young. So to stand at his retirement party there in June of '94 hold up the letter in front of his colleagues and say, I don't know which number of letters this was for you, or how long it took you to personalize this, making sure that my name is spelled correctly, correct homeroom, and circling the correct grade 9 time. But for me, it made all the difference. In 2009, I tracked him down in Caledon, Ontario. He came out to see me speak at Christ the King Secondary School there in Georgetown. I took him to Mandarin afterwards. He was just recovering from skin cancer right here, from all those years of being under the sun, coaching other people's kids. His son is the head of phys ed at Beale, also well known. His name is Gavin. 5 years ago this week, he passed away from heart disease. I know it was this week because I missed the funeral because of a speech I do every other year at UCLA. I'll be doing that speech next week at a student success camp. So when Gavin emailed me to say that he was gone, I was done. So I didn't know Facebook allowed postings this long. So basically what you just heard, I typed without all the football bit and the funny bit, all the impact letter. I just wrote, and then hit post. I'm like, oh, it does post. Well, that was long, really long. Okay, but it posted, okay. Within a day, 85 people had commented that they had gotten the letter too. And the fond memories they had of track and field, the friends they met, and wives and husbands met, and connections and confidence. It was all the same thing. The power of invitation, the power of inclusion. Ken, that was a quick word you even said to Kevin out there. Oh, thanks for inviting us. Thank you for inviting. Continue to invite people, include people. It's amazing how powerful it is. That is the lasting impact of that letter and Coach Young's treatment of us. It was amazing. Even more amazing is how I conclude this story, I hope. So I've been a Western season ticket holder for 20 years. It was a tradition that my mom and I started when Dad beat prostate cancer in the fall of 2000. So 2014, I'm just a few, it's a month and a half, 2 months after Don's passing, I'm at the homecoming game, and I've gotten there early, and I'm all decked out in my purple, and I'm going crazy and having fun. And I walk into the stadium, and I see some people, I get some pictures, like, whoa, it's great, man, homecoming! And out of nowhere, I hear Andrew Thibodeau, and I look around. It's Lisa Thompson. Oh my gosh, hey, Lisa, yeah, she went to South, right? Her older brother, Goober Thompson, also was a legendary football player. Like, hey, how's it going? Good, good. She said, you know I married Gavin Young, right? I said, oh, wow, yeah, okay, yeah. And then it happened. Kids, come here. Here's the nice man who said all those great things about your grandfather. Pardon? And Lisa looks at me. You don't know? Well, I know I missed the funeral. What do you mean? Oh, no. Gavin read every word of your post at the funeral. Oh. And there's his 2 grandsons in front of me. That's how they struggled for words. I held both her hands and I said, your grandfather really, he changed a lot of people's lives, and I'm so sorry for your loss, but you it was just an amazing coincidence. And then it came up again today. In fact, first came up a bit with that interview you had with me a couple days ago, Kevin, when you right away, your opening bit was the Beale, Laurier, and colors thing. Remember that? The school colors. Because today, I helped run the vacation Bible camp at my church. My wife and I commented that about 2 years ago, 1/4 of the kids there had been invited by my circle of friends and family. And this 8-year-old, Harlem, who we had invited for 2nd year, came up to me and said, at the crafts, we made an extra one, and I made an extra one for you.
here it is. And Kim, who's organizing it, said your favorite colors are green and blue. Why is that? I said, because they're my school colors, my Laurier colors. Oh, okay. And she walked away, she said, thanks for inviting me. So thanks for inviting me, Kevin. And to all of us, keep on inviting people and including people in your life, because the impact you can make, it stays with you forever, but it's something that can inspire you to keep inviting others in your life. Thank you so much.